The first night in my new house, I remember sitting in the red-tiled living room watching Frozen with my new family. The infamous song Let It Go came on in Spanish. My young sister in her bright pink leggings immediately jumped up and began singing Suéltalo. Even though the words were different, the song brought me home. It brought me back to belting out and dancing to Let It Go with a friend in my living room. We were free and joyful, just like the little girl I had just met. I may have been 3,000 miles away from home, but at the same time, I wasn't so far away.
So one of the things that I've been getting used to here is just like how showers work, because I have this bucket of water and then a smaller bowl that I use to pour over me, and that's been a little bit difficult, but it's been good. One day we went to a cultural center and we were working on art projects with kids, and this girl spilled glitter all over me. And because of the bucket method of showering, I've not been able to get rid of all of the glitter to this day.
Anyone who knows me knows I like to talk a lot, perhaps even too much at times. Coming into the semester, I knew that the language barrier would get in the way with my communication with others. What I didn't expect is that having to listen and observe things, rather than simply talking, would actually allow me to become closer with my family. Although I've often made a fool of myself on a daily basis, my family has welcomed me into their lives. So, what I've come to learn is that sometimes words actually get in the way. Sometimes, in order to reach across worlds of a profound difference, a bit of silence is necessary.
My favorite part of Nicaragua so far was when we went to Leon and got to learn salsa and try walking on stilts. At first I was like, how are we going to do that? But you kind of just had to go for it and trust your partner and yourself. And thankfully, no one tested out the Nicaraguan hospitals.
A funny moment that I've had happened at Mass last Sunday. This was the day after I had moved in with my family, so speaking Spanish all the time was quite an adjustment, and there were lots of times that I just had to tell my family I didn't understand and would have to move on. So during Mass, my 5-year-old host sister named Luciana kept talking to me, and every time I just shook my head because I had no idea what was happening or what she was saying. But at some point, it was really quiet, and we were praying, and Luciana taps me on the shoulder and says, "Yo quiero nachos," in a very North American accent. At that point, I knew we were on the same page and that we'd make pretty good buddies.
For me, attempting to speak Spanish has been the most difficult part about living in Managua. The other day, my host mom finished making dinner and asked how much food I wanted. I tried to say un poquito, which means a little bit, but instead I said un paquito, which is the name of their pet rooster. She laughed at me for a long time. But my host family has been so helpful and encouraging about my Spanish. My host sister got me a stamp for my hand that says, "Puedes mejora," and she added, "en español," so it's saying I can get better at my Spanish.
I think for me, the best moment here so far has been having one of the host families misunderstand me and call me baggy. No, I'm just kidding. The actual best part, I think, has definitely been living with the host families. Just being taken into their family and simple things of telling them I liked pasta and bread, and the next day they make me pasta salad and give me a slice of sandwich bread.
Already on my first night in Doña Marta's house, I began to cough from all the dust. I didn't say anything to her in the morning, but she had heard me and was worried. When I came home from the day's activities, all I wanted to do was sleep, but I waited for her to arrive from work so I could greet her. She told me to go rest and gave me some pills for the cough. I slept 11 hours that night and I felt better in the morning. I was touched by the kindness I was shown by someone who had met me only a day before.